Welcome back. I hope you saw the first part of this program. And we do have a website, and I have information here. But my guests are Diana Tapp from the Sheriff's Department, and also Angela Keys, who's here on behalf of Switched. And I am just like everybody else out there. I live here, and I go to church, and I do the normal things that people do, and we try to do what's right. And we're not aware of all this filth that's around us. What can we do? You talk about human trafficking. I might as well be in Mars. I can't understand how this can be happening right here in our wonderful part of South Carolina that we think of as home.
It's happening, and as a society, what we need to do is, first of all, educate ourselves as to what is human trafficking, what are the signs of human trafficking, what to look for, and how to help. Switch is the perfect organization. It's the only nonprofit agency in the upstate, maybe the entire state, that does human trafficking specific resources, case management, counseling, job interviews, you name it, they do it. Okay, as a society, know what's going on, know what the signs to look for, and know who to call. Call your local law enforcement agency. If you're not comfortable calling law enforcement, call a mandated reporter, a nurse, a teacher, a pastor. Call someone that you trust and you think, I think my daughter may be in trouble, or I think that my daughter's friend who spends the night and comes in with real, fancy clothes that I know her mom can't afford. Call, say something. If you see it, say it, because you may be able to save someone's life.
Okay, so we all need to be aware. That's the main thing.
That's the first thing. I mean, knowledge is always the first step in understanding a problem. How can you fix anything if you don't understand the problem, right? So yes, being aware is one big step. Another thing is if somebody wanted to help us, help Switch, and the website is switchsc.org. If somebody wanted to help, they could go check out our website, read about it, they can get involved, they could become a volunteer eventually if they wanted to, support us financially.
You need volunteers?
We do, we need volunteers.
And what would a volunteer do?
There are a lot of different ways we can volunteer. So I'll start with the simplest way. All right, fundraising obviously doesn't just happen by itself, right? It has to have people who are willing to help put some effort and some time into it. So we have several different fundraisers throughout the year. We have a Sweetheart Ball, which is a big, beautiful princess party for little girls. And then we have a Freedom Gala that is coming up in November. All right. So we need people to help us pull off these big events in order to sell tickets so that we can raise money, so that we can help more people. So counseling services, restoration homes, sometimes we need to help take care of our survivors by sending them to detox or rehab. Sometimes we need to find them a safe place to live. So these things all cost money, right? So in other words, how can we do this if we don't raise the funds that we need in order to stay in the place where we can help them?
Now you need to, what about schools?
Absolutely. If we can get the Greenville County Public Schools to let some of our educators in there to teach these kids, we teach them about sex education.
This is what I'm saying. Why you need somebody to go into the classrooms and tell these kids, right, this is the danger. This is what you look for.
That's right.
We do.
That's right.
And that's part of our prevention.
Do you have people available to do that?
I've been to several schools, mostly the charter schools.
Do you have to be invited into the school?
You definitely have to be allowed in by the principal and the school system.
Yes, we have to be invited.
We can't just go waltzing in.
No, I realize that.
But you have to be invited, and it is a struggle, and it's been a struggle. There are a lot of agencies that are working to try and get it as a part of the curriculum, as it is sex ed now. But it is a struggle. Absolutely. Schools, teachers, if they want to educate themselves, faith leaders, if they want to educate themselves. We just had a faith leaders conference 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we had about 80 or 90 faith leaders from different agencies or different churches there. Educate yourself to know what to look for, how you can help. We have several churches that donate clothes and donate for job interviews for these women and for these girls, that donate bags. You know, when I'm called out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm in contact with a victim of human trafficking, she's in her work clothes. She has shorts and tight clothes on and big heels. let's make her comfortable. Let's give her a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt. That costs money. We're a government agency. We don't have that kind of money. So those kind of donations, and every bit helps, not just in donations. That's not at all why I'm here. I'm here because it is happening. It's happening to our children, and we need to, parents need to be involved in their children's lives, and we need to be involved in our society and help this from not happening, because it's happening.
All right, my next question. What do you need for parents to know? What can a mother, maybe she works and the kids come home, there's nobody there,
right.
A broken home, a father who's gone. What should a parent look for to decide, hey, my kid's getting in trouble? What are the signs that you look for?
I would definitely say monitor internet access. That's your number one. You're going to find what you need to find there. Look for, if your child shows up and she's got a brand new Louis Vuitton purse, you know, you can't afford that. Where did you bring that? If your child has more than one cell phone, where did that phone come from? If your child doesn't have any cell phones and now shows up and she has a phone, where did that come from? Now she has new jewelry, new makeup, new clothes. Where's all this stuff going? If your child is skipping school and you're dropping them off and she's not with her best friend Mary, where is your child? Who's picking your child up from school? Because these traffickers are picking them up from school, they're taking them, they're prostituting them at local hotels, and then they're taking them back to school. So when mom shows up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there they are.
And so she has no idea that the child missed school all day. But normally you will get a phone call from your school. That's an automated voice thing, and you'll get a phone call saying your child was absent from this, this, and this. So if you don't pay attention to those, though, you might not be aware of it. But let me say this also. These young girls, and even the young boys, they're very tricky with their parents because they're going to hide what they're doing.
Obviously, they know what they're doing is
well,
not right.
sometimes they don't. Keep in mind, in those first several months, they might not realize they're doing anything wrong. It could be completely innocent. There might not be any exchange of sex in the first 6 months to a year. It's very possible. So it might not be that they're doing anything wrong, but they have that little sneaky suspicion that I don't want to tell mom that I'm really going out with so-and-so who is 20 years old. So they might be hiding a little bit, but they might not necessarily be hiding the fact that they're being prostituted during the day, because it might not have started happening yet.
And talk to your children. Talk to your children. Teach them. No one out there is going to give you, my mom's always taught me, nothing is for free. No one's going to give you clothes for free. No one's going to love you like we love you.
Yeah.
We may be strict, but it's for a reason. So talk to your children. Ask your children. Watch out and see how they're feeling. Have they changed? And why have they changed? But talk to your children. Monitor their online. Keep up with their school grades. Keep up with their phones and their internet access. And call. Please call your local 911 or non-emergency dispatch if you feel that something is happening. Because if it's not, we didn't lose anything, you didn't lose anything. If it is, we may be able to save your child's.
That's right. And if you just have questions, you can look at our Switch website. There's some information there, and we have a hotline that's local, and we have operators who have been trained, and they can answer questions for you. So if you have a question, you're just not sure, you're thinking, I feel like something's fishy here, but I don't really know, you can call the hotline that's on our website.
All right, I will keep this information here, and you can always call me, and if I'm not here, leave your name and number, and I'll call you back, and I can always give you the information that we have here today in case you missed it. But this is absolutely shocking to me, and as I sit here, I'm fighting the tears back. I can't believe I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I can't believe that this kind of stuff is going on right in our midst in a place that we think is safe and wonderful to live.
Right.
Grandmothers, a lot of grandmothers take care of their grandchildren because their mothers aren't in their lives.
That's right. That's right.
Grandmothers, watch out for what your children are doing. And grandmothers may not be, and grandfathers may not be up to date with social media, with technology.
That's right.
Learn it. Learn it.
Right.
Call us. If you have any questions, call your local law enforcement, and we will help guide you.
And you don't ask a lot of questions. If somebody wants to report something, can they remain anonymous?
Absolutely. Crime Stoppers. You can call Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous. Absolutely.
And all of our services through Switch is completely anonymous and confidential as well. So if somebody does talk with us and we're able to help them recognize that they have been sexually exploited, and again, it might have only happened once, or it could have happened hundreds of times. Either way, we're there to help, and we're there to help work through it with them, and it's completely anonymous and confidential.
And there's a lot of resources, and there is protection, and there is not a statute of limitations for sexual
And these
assault.
people that are involved in this, to me, are the height of evil.
Absolutely, that's
I agree.
exactly.
And they can be attractive people, intelligent, well-spoken.
Yes. They can be.
Girls,
They
the girls
definitely
that
can
are,
be.
the women that are, there are a lot of women recruiting girls on behalf of the pimp.
Right.
And these girls are, hey girl, you know, let's go make some money. McDonald's pays you this amount of money, and you know, I can take you and you can make this amount of money, and oh, I want you to meet my friend and he's cool. And then you're there because you're mad at home. Now you're spending the night at this house 3 or 4 nights in a row, and then you know, on night number 5 or 6, they may say something like, you know, girl, you can't stay here for free anymore. Maybe you can do this. It'll be quick and easy. You can make some money, help pay for yourself. And these are vulnerable girls. They now have a friend. And this girl, their friend, this girl is showing them love and showing them support that they may not be getting at home or
Okay.
in
And
school.
attention. So,
So
see,
they look for girls.
she might be portraying herself as a big sister,
Yeah,
a cool
okay.
big sister.
So they're looking for girls that are already in kind of uneasy circumstances, so to
Well,
speak.
that's
Sometimes.
Sometimes, but it's happening to any kind of
Look,
girl.
we're out of time. I'm grateful for what you're doing. I'll keep this information here, but if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call law enforcement. You could save someone's life. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Stay happy. Whew.